So it's just not exciting. He's kind of a counterpuncher like you are on Twitter, Dick.
Yeah, sounds like a cool guy.
Sometimes your counterpunches are so aggressive that it's.
You know what?
They're so quick that they almost come out before the initial punch.
There will be times
I got to get my counterpunch in before I get blocked. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes Dick will fire a tweet out and I'll see it and I'll be like, Jesus.
My sister on election night. So first of all, election week, I was bookmarking everybody so I could go back and rub it in their face after Trump, in case Trump won. My sister said, she's like, I was reading Cernovich about, the election results. And he was having great coverage. And then I went over to your Twitter and you were talking about how you were going to put someone in a camp where they should or something. I said, that's enough of his Twitter. I'm going to go back to Cernovich. But I'm glad you had a fun night. Like, I did have a fun night. Thank you.
Dude, it felt like 2016 to me. It was like you go in there. I started getting confident that I was going to win about a week before the whole election. It was so tied, ridiculously close, etc.
Yeah.
And then the polls were swinging in her direction. And I had this idea that they're like 10 to 14 days delayed. So I'm like, oh, if they're swinging her direction now, then the truth is that she's actually farther ahead than it seems. And this is going to go so great. And I thought I made a special effort to listen to like both sides of the media ecosystem. But in hindsight, I must have fucked that up because in my mind, she was winning and she wasn't. And anyway, it felt like 2016 where like, oh, shit, North Carolina doesn't look as good as we thought. Remember Pennsylvania, how she was going to be way ahead because they counted the mail-in advance and she wasn't. And now I'm like, well, it's still possible if, which is exactly what
when Iowa didn't show up. That's when I was like, okay, so disregard everything that had me feeling down because they had me feeling low, Woody.
Yeah, go Woody.
Ann Seltzer thing.
Yes.
I never heard of her, but they made that out to be the poll to end all polls. Why are we even
crazy?
Holding the election? Did that invade your own media ecosystem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bunch
but
of
we were like,
lefties.
that's retarded.
Yeah,
no way.
I'm on the same page as Dick, where I was like, I've said before, I went into this election so much more cool than 2016. Like, I was more sure he would win than he would lose. But like now I see on Twitter, because there's a ton of liberals and leftists on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of, you can find whatever ideology you want there. And there's a lot of people now who are on the left that are like, this fucking bitch and Seltzer with your lies,
Lied to us.
Hope you lied to us. And the people
False
are mad about her. Yeah, and that's understandable because like, why else? Okay, so she's accurate on these polls, and then she misses by, I think it was 17 or 18 points, which is worse than I could do. Just kind of going like this towards any state.
So I normally don't like trolling. I think it's mean. It doesn't fit my soft-hearted aspirational character. But Taylor did the best trolling in 2016 that I ever saw in my life. This is what happened. Chiz was very invested in the election. He's not so into politics right now, but in 2016 he was. Chiz absolutely was with her, right? That I can't emphasize that enough. And Taylor was like casually for Trump, if I understand the vibe right. And Chiz was trying to explain how she's already lost. And Taylor's like, I don't get it. And he made Chiz explain again and again and again all night long. And if you ever chat with Chiz on WhatsApp, he writes like 5 paragraphs.
They had declared the race. They had given it to Donald. And Taylor's like, no. They're gonna recount it. I think she's got this.
Dude, I was like sitting on my couch off like 110 milligrams of edibles, like laughing, sending him messages where he's like, Taylor, once again, here are the graphs. And I'm like, I don't think you get it, man. It's not over. And then you go into another screen. That was so funny. Shout out Chiz. That really gave me a lot of laughs that night.
Oh, he had him hook, line, and sinker so bad. And even I'm like, what is happening here? How does Chiz not see this? And I don't know. Best troll ever.
That was funny. And no one got hurt.
True.
Just good times with the boys. Shit posting in the group chat. Yeah. He wasn't happy about that. He was annoyed.
A little bit.
When he found out you were trolling or in real time?
In real time, and when he found out, I was like, okay. I knew obviously that because I was sitting there with my girlfriend at the time being like, holy fucking shit, he won. he won. And me and my girlfriend were both like happy about it because we both voted Trump.
Same.
And then I'd be like, hold on. Chiz, I don't think you've taken into account like the late voting in Pennsylvania. Like, did you? And then just sending something like that off. And he's like, Taylor, once again.
We're still counting, Chiz.
It was super.
I totally forgot I did that. It was like 2 hours, 3 hours of it.
Yes. Oh my God. And again, I can't emphasize enough how Taylor will be like, what about late voting? Chiz will hit him back with like 6 paragraphs. And he'll be like, Oh,
that was so funny. Because he's like investing all this time in responding. I'm literally not even reading it and then just standing off.
Oh, you got him. You got him. So good.
Sometimes trolling's a lot of fun. It's a good time. That's the Camp Dick habits. Dick's all about trolling, all about getting someone's goat.
This was a better victory because this one has all of the naysaying before it to add up to the naysaying this time. And it also has that interim loss because when he lost, there was this fucking, he'll never step foot in the White House again. You know, the first time he'll never step foot in the White House.
Yeah.
Now they got to say it again. And he'll never again. Well, he step into that building, that hallowed ground, that house of Lincoln and Washington and Jefferson. And they got a fucking liberal tear fucking rolling down their fucking cheek. And then he's just like,
hello.
Yeah, well. And it to me, look, the last week or two, I was. What happened to Woody happened to me. I was like, shit, this looks bad for Trump people. Like the last two or 3 weeks, I was not a believer. But 2 years ago, it was like, who's going to stand in his way? Because Biden just seemed weak. He seemed so old even then. And then there's just nobody to step in. And then I never seen anybody on the right who can do what Trump can do and rally his group to their side. He's the guy.
The magic doesn't work on me. I don't see it, but I can't deny it. I mean, clearly the guy's got some level of magic. He won. And so there's this GSP is a UFC fighter, and he was fighting a guy named Josh Koscheck. And I think GSP had beaten him once before, and Josh worked his way back up the food chain and was going for his rematch. And GSP genuinely didn't like him. Josh Koscheck's a dick. And I wish I could do his British or his French Canadian accent, but he's like, look, when I fight to be the best. I want to be the best who's ever done it. And I know you do too. But when you lose to me the second time, it's over. You will never recover from this ever. You are 34 years old. You're not getting another shot at this. You will never go down in history as a great fighter. You will never go down as a remarkable fighter. This is it. I will end your legacy. I'm taking it and I'm adding it to mine. Your tombstone will be mine. I'm paraphrasing, but this is, and then he did it. And somehow pre-election, I'm like, this is what's happening to Trump. Trump, like he is going to lose there the second time. And he will never come back again. There is no 82-year-old version of Trump that gives this another go. This is the end of the line. And the Republicans will scratch their head and say, well, I guess the whole MAGA agenda is not a winning thing.
He was going to jail, Woody.
He's going to jail. It had
lost 3 election cycles in a row. And I was like, the 4th one's not going to be better. And I was wrong. So.
And now you're going to jail.
Think of the
stories. I've become aware of a certain podcast who's been talking shit about me. We're sending them to prison codes. We've got a plan. We're sending the illegals back. We're gonna get a
mattress on the floor again.
I've been trying to give my haters their flowers. Like, dude, love it up. You did it. You won. I lost. Like it. Congrats,
dude, literally that night when we won, I felt like I had a telekinetic conversation with Kyle where I was like, let's try and be graceful in this. If we want to send a couple funny memes, nothing aggressive, nothing like fuck the libs or anything, because Woody is also my friend and I know he's not going to like this and I don't want to, exacerbate how upset he is over it. And so we tried to keep it to a minimum.
Thank you for that. Yeah, because I lost and I cared. And
Yeah.
That's kind of still where I am.
Woody will get involved with Woody will get involved with the sport you love, and then when you lose, he'll send like a GIF of your mascot being raped by the enemy mascot.
Okay, in sports, I do that. I do it
It'll be like the Georgia Bulldog being actually raped by a crimson wave somehow.
This particular example,
He's drowning in red water or something.
I'm guilty of that sort of thing.
Put the puppy down, and then a gunshot in the GIF. And I'm
I don't disavow that. I think you should keep doing it.
My hometown, literally the place I was born, where birth was given to me, Athens, Georgia, and they just lost the national title, and I'm getting like, get put down, puppy. He doesn't even have a team.
Meanwhile, NC State's ranked 102nd. He doesn't care about them.
But when this happened, there was absolutely that going on. I sent one meme, and I swear to God, I downloaded that meme 2 weeks ago, Taylor. It was like a music video of like Top Gun music, like Highway to the Danger Zone, with like a montage of a digitally thinned Donald Trump, like doing cool things and rockets going off, and he's riding in his monster trash truck and like fighting liberals, and it was just victory.
Dude, I think I only sent 2 Pepes. You sent at one point, you were like, dude, he won Hispanics, and I sent like the sombrero Pepe. And then afterward, you're like, he also won the Arabs, and I sent some like
he did
like guy in he won Hispanic men. And then he said he won Arabs in Deerfield or whatever the fuck, Dearborn, Michigan, and I sent one back like a Pepe with a turban and like a bomb vest on.
It's all
boys
fair.
having fun online.
I never fussed for 1 millisecond because 4 years ago I sent a meme and it was in Star Wars, and there's this scene at the end of Star Wars where Poe, who's like an X-wing pilot, is like, sorry guys, I tried, but there's just too many of them. And then in Star Wars, like the cavalry comes, they're like, but there's more of us, and it's like destroyer shows up and it says Pennsylvania on it, and another giant ship comes on and it says Georgia on it, and then they're like, all these people. I found it inspiring. I do right now, but that's not what happened this time.
No.
I lost this time.
Oh man, politics is fun as long as you don't get like
too invested
in it. At the end of the day,
I've been getting extremely invested in it, and getting very personal with everyone. I'll go to my friends' post timelines and antagonize them and tell them they're going to prison and they don't know what they're talking about. And if they're so fucking smart, then why are they going into Gitmo? And if they don't shut their mouth, and it feels me, I felt a euphoric pride that I'm going to describe as a Trumpomania for 8 days, and it's not going away. And the only
wild?
It's running wild in me. The Patriots are now in control.
Feral with Patriots. I saw you.
I'm going to go to the fucking fair. I'm not even going to say it's gay. The Trump's Patriot Fair, whatever it is, the World's Fair. It's going to be cool. I'm going to do it.
You antagonizing. Or I didn't see it in real time. I saw, like, I went to your page for just see what you were up to, and I saw you antagonizing Hutch. And I was like,
because Hutch, that person, do you see that person that and his wife and stuff? Because Trump won?
Yeah,
that's because of the rhetoric that guys like Hutch have been saying, where like Trump is Hitler. That guy hears Hutch and he's like, Trump's Hitler, I better fucking than my kids, right? So the guys on Hutch and those guys, they got to cool it down. They got to really cool it down. They're putting people at risk.
So what did you say to Hutch?
Did
you say, be really understanding and say, Hutch, you must be upset to heard this has happened? You probably said something like that, right?
Yeah, I think I said, like, sort of. It was like, fuck you, enjoy prison, you and your. I think I said something about his wife. I don't really know. I was in a state of Trumpomania, running on fumes of patriotism. What are you looking it up?
I'm trying to find it.
But
tweet a lot, so
I do tweet a lot. I've been winning a lot.
Pennsylvania natural gas, just powered up.
Yeah, I'm fracked. Well, I'm fracked. The first time Trump won, it was like, wow, that's it's kind of unbelievable. Okay, so we don't know what to do now. But this time it's like, oh yeah, that's great. We're gonna ruin everything that you guys like. Just rank all the things that you guys like, and we're gonna dismantle them one by one, and we're gonna have a great time doing it. We're gonna have some drinks and some laughs and some memes.
I was surprised Hutch didn't block, or maybe he did block you after this. It was It was literally a story about a guy who has like crazy eyes, who thought that Trump was Hitler, and then he murdered his whole family, his wife and his 2 sons and himself. And Dick quote tweeted this and said, "This happened because of the lies and rhetoric that people like at Hutchinson spread about Trump leading up to the election. All liberal influencers should be prosecuted for murder and given life sentences."
I said executed, but then I deleted it. I'm like, they're gonna get.
You should have done the Dr. Disrespect.
So you went harder than this, and you decided to tamp it down.
Yeah, I said I can't put executed.
But how do you rationalize that with Trump calling Harris a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist?
Trump won, Woody.
I know, but you said he needs to tone it down. But
yeah, I can say whatever I want. My guy won. I get to. We own the government, like all 3 things. So whatever we say is the correct is law.
So yeah, but it still makes you a hypocrite.
What? What a crit?
I think he meant
what are you talking about? I don't give a shit. That guy killed himself, and Hutch said Trump was Hitler, and Trump won. Ipso facto, electric chair for Hutch. Me? Bitcoin to 100,000. Hutch, prison, eating maggot food. Me, big parade. Homeless, kicked into a hole in the middle of the desert. Hutch has to go to therapy to learn about his hateful speech that he's doing. Me, moisturize, flourishing, Mexican. Hutch, white, devil, dry skin. What is that? Does that not make? Is it making sense to you now? What the fuck are you talking about?
Mexican, moisturized, flourishing. That's that's ridiculous.
Hutch, race trader.
You know
me,
what?
Mexican hero, patriot.
Lotion needing whitey.
Don't you get it?
I'm learning slowly.
You get it? It's our rules now. We don't have to do this making sense and being consistent shit that you liberals have been doing, tripping us up.
No, all right, I've learned.
Dude, I just respect your love of the game.
Thanks.
Just going in like 8 a.m. on a Wednesday, both barrels.
Preemptively counterpunching.
Oh, man.
Trump won, and it's like, what did he tweet this? 7:56 in the morning.
Some fucking bitch, some civil rights bitch lawyer got into a big fight with me too, because she's like, we have to keep men out of women's spaces, and I said, we have to keep women out of men's spaces too, and she's like, bop, 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 bop. You're just saying that because I've been fighting for this for 23 years, and I'm like, bitch, all I said. So then I said, hey, enjoy men in your bathrooms, then, bitch, or something like that.
A hypocrite too, by the way.
I called her a fucking. Yeah, but the problem is my girlfriend, is a teacher, so she wakes up at like 6:30, and I sleep like everything wakes me up. So I'm awake at 6:30. I'm like, I got to call someone a cocksucker on Twitter so I can go back to sleep. Oh, okay. Smart. Somebody's up on the East Coast, some general I can call a DEI high.
Dude, the way it's gonna work is like genuinely within 8-10 minutes of us ending this show, I will see yet another quarrel. And it's I think you're my favorite. I think you're my favorite entire follow on Twitter because it's constant combat. Just never a day of, is anyone enjoying their weekend? No.
Dick,
no, I'm having a horrible time.
Dick. Give me an honest answer. On Twitter, do you ever get like actually bothered? I know you're playing games 99% of the time. Is it 100?
I mean, I'm bothered. I'm genuinely annoyed and angry when people are giving me sass, and I channel that into insulting them.
All right. No, I actually thought
I have very thin skin, Woody. A very thin skin. That's no, it's very thin. I get my feelings hurt right away, and I lash out like a champion. That's what I do.
All right.
Like a gladiator.
Yes, like a gladiator.
Mine's getting thicker all the time. It's never as thick as I wish it was.
Oh, that's that ketamine talking.
Maybe.
anything. But I look forward to seeing the administration come together because I love the memes. Someone compared it to Voldemort putting his crew of evil together. They're like, all he's missing is Nagini, which is like the big fucking evil.
That's what the left needs to do to win people over is more Harry Potter and Hunger Games comparison. more of the gayest shit imaginable. Where it's like, I'm Katniss Everdeen, and it's like you're 38. It's like, you fucking loser. You fucking loser. You think this is the Hunger Games?
So is Katniss Everdeen.
I don't know the fucking Hunger Games, but didn't she grow up in like a concentration camp?
More of a concentration state.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't think it's a.
I think he was a teenager in this movie.
Yeah. The person commenting this was not. The people, yeah, it's pretty gay.
I don't know what the Democrats need to do. It's their fucking problem.
It's their fucking problem. I'm gonna fly.
Did you see AOC took her pronouns out of her bio?
No.
Good.
Oh, yeah. That's the end of that shit. They're going to reel it back. All the DEI people are fired.
Destiny is like, guys, we can win without you, but we can't win with you. And somehow that burned a hole in my brain. I'm like, fuck yes. Oh my gosh. Like, Democrats have a branding problem. A lot of people voted for Trump because they don't like boys calling themselves girls. And that's not even a responsibility of the president. It's just a vibe. And that's why they voted that way. So Democrats, like I've told Republicans that their pro-life stance hurts them.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Their anti-gay stance hurts them. Democrats' anti-gun stance hurts them. And their pro-trans stance, like, look, you can be pro-trans, just do it more quietly. We're trying to win a popularity contest.
Yeah. I think just go suck their dicks. Keep politics out of it.
That's how Lindsay does it. Private.
That's how Lindsay.
All I know is
Lindsay would not suck a trans person's dick. He needs full. Man.
I think he's like a masculine man.
He needs to reach up and
smell.
He needs to reach up and feel chest hair.